Hey everybody, it's Ken and Brandon back for Thursday night commentary, CCG Poker TV. They are working in the warehouse today, so if you hear a lot of loud banging, I'm not beating Brandon or yelling at anybody. It's just sometimes they got to do work in the warehouse, right,
Yeah,
Brandon?
I guess.
I mean,
Some people work.
I don't.
I don't know what that
I mean,
is,
I don't
but
do that. I don't do like
hard
factory stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
like I do brain work.
Right.
That's what I like to tell myself at night. Kind of like Mo. Mo does brain
Right.
work.
Yeah, most. Yeah.
So this is the CSOP Main Event final table, down to our final 7. Do you remember exactly how many players were in the tournament?
128.
120 something.
127 or 128.
I don't know, it was a lot.
Yeah.
Crushed the guarantee. We're down to the
Smashed.
final 7. Yeah, smashed the guarantee. So this will actually be a 3-part series. For the next 3 weeks, we'll be doing the main event final table here.
Oh boy.
And people just disappeared.
Boom. They're
Come back.
gone.
There they are. That is part of the new CCG Poker TV magic. Not quite sure what happened there, but we're back. So anyways, we got a pretty good. We got a lot of regulars at this table. Gerry in the 2 seats a regular. Marky Mark, who he likes to call as a regular. You got Steve in the middle of the table. He's a reg. Rob is an old reg. He's not as regular as he used to be.
But he's old school.
He's old school.
Yeah.
And then you got our 2 younger young guns on the end there. I think this was their first kind of CSOP experience. I mean, they're newly. Hopefully, they turn into regular players.
That'd be great.
I don't know their names
Me
yet.
neither. I was hoping.
Oh wow! First hand of the final table, 7, and Rob gets queens. I think Rob is our chip leader or one of the chip leaders. I mean, you can see he's got a ton of chips there.
Blinds are what? We don't know.
Nope. I mean, he's raising to 31.
Seems like
3,006.
So. No, it's.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out next hand. Probably something we should have checked.
Yeah, it's alright. So we're in the money.
So.
Bubble
Oh yeah,
broke
way in
an
the
hour
money.
ago.
Yeah. So things should loosen up a little bit. I think there's a money bubble, and then there's like the
12:24.
There's the official like CCG Poker TV bubble as well, because
Right.
I feel like people slow down because we always go to 7-handed, right? Because it's
easier for
easier.
the table,
It basically
spacious.
a deep structured tournament like this typically lasts like 3 hours, which is about the max that one person is capable of doing the table for
Before
wanting to off himself and
Yes.
jump off of Toyota Park. And the problem is, if you jump out of Toyota Park second floor,
You're probably not gonna.
you're
die.
not gonna. It's just
It's gonna hurt.
That's like one of my favorite lines in Batman. He's like, "Oh no, boy, you." He's like holding him over the edge. He's like, "This isn't high enough up to kill anybody." He goes, "I'm counting on it," and he drops him. And he just breaks his legs. I mean, it's such a badass like scene. I was like, he's like, "This isn't high enough to kill me," and he's like, "I'm counting on it," and throws him off the edge. Anyways,
It's a pretty good Batman.
that's a great. I mean, okay, can we jump right in?
No, I have no idea.
3 minutes in, I'm going to ask you my new prop bet.
Oh.
Name your favorite Batmans, or can you name 5 Batman?
5?
5. I can name 5, no problem.
I cannot name 5.
Over and under, are there more James Bonds or more Batmans?
So the original Batman just died not too long ago, right? Yes.
Adam Ward died? No, he's not dead. Bruce Adam Ward? We've gone full tilt.
Yeah,
We
let's-
just lost.
Yeah, I don't know.
What, you want to start over? We don't start over here.
No, we don't start over.
All right, well, what are the blinds at least? Let's talk
12:24.
12:24.
But I don't know any Batmans. Christian
I did
Bale.
not know any. Christian Bale. Good. 1.
He's my favorite. He's the only one I know.
Actors who played Batman. Michael Keaton is one of them. George Clooney was one of them. Val Kilmer was one of them. Ben Affleck might be the worst Batman of all time.
I thought we weren't even going to mention that one.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention
Yeah,
him,
that's
but
why I just left
he's
him
in
out.
there.
So everybody's got tons of chips.
Adam West. Burt Ward was the old school, like TV show Batman, like the blue skinny Batman and Robin. I combined the 2 names. I said Adam Ward. It's Adam West. But yeah, Adam West did die. I didn't know he died. I'm kind of sad right
This
now.
this year or late
Yeah,
last year.
Yeah.
I think.
There have been 5 movie Batmans. You would have had to get all 5.
Oh, yeah.
I got all 5.
Well,
I didn't even look it up then. What do you mean, well?
congrats.
So we can also talk about the flop cam. This is the first time ever CCG Poker TV has done the flop cam. So I think for like it could be the first hour. I'm still practicing with it. It's not perfect yet. But it's good. I mean, it's
So Brett
definitely
just
better.
went out there with the 5-3 on the King Jack Deuce. Small blind, big blind just takes it down. But now they've all seen the flop cam before. But this is actually the first time we used it.
This is the first time we actually
Oh, so
used
George.
it.
George has 6 big really quick, guys. So
Yeah.
George is on life support.
Super life support.
Besides that, everybody's perfectly fine. I just can't wait till the part of this when you yell at the table behind you.
Oh, yeah, that'll be like maybe part 3.
Part 3?
Yeah. I do yell at that cash can.
Actually, he yells at me.
Yeah. I try to do it off camera when I yell, so it's not on camera.
Smart.
Right. So regulars. Gerry's a regular. Marky Mark's a regular. Steve's a regular. I recognize the guy in the 4 seat, but I can't remember his name right
Yeah,
now.
I want to say it's like Sean.
Or a Bill.
I'm actually just completely guessing. I have no idea. But kind of looks like a
Michael!
Ah,
Close. He looks like a Michael. Steve had some trouble finding his circle. I yelled at him a few times. Rob, he's getting some good cards.
Yeah, he spun it up with 2 tables left. He was down to like 200K. And then just he won a big, I don't remember, kings against his like open ender and then
He
turned
cracked
flush
kings?
draw. Yeah,
Nice.
he cracked Abe's king.
Oh, Montenegro?
Yeah.
That's a crazy last name.
Yeah, Montenegro.
That it's named after a country that's like such a teeny tiny country. I feel like if my name was like Billy Brazil or
I remember
something.
Ricky Rick was on
That's a pretty big country.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. We're naming countries. That's the first one that popped into my head.
Montenegro, I thought that was a city.
Is it a city?
I have no idea.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a thing. Did you know in The Great Gatsby he gets a medal from the country of Montenegro?
No.
I did. Or I didn't, but Jay Gatsby from
Yeah,
The
he
Great
finally was able to.
Gatsby.
He was like down to like a heads up.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Under the gun, Michael folds with nothing. Steve's got 9s. A couple of Wayne Gretzky's.
Oh, really just one Wayne Gretzky.
Right, I know. I was hoping you wouldn't catch that. What teams did Wayne Gretzky play for? Do you remember?
Oh man, we already did this one.
No. We just talked about calling it Wayne Gretzky. George calls with the ace-8 suited.
He played for the Rangers.
Did he? I know he played for the Kings.
And he played for a Houston team too.
Well, the Edmonton Oilers. You're thinking of
Oh, the Houston
NFL,
Oilers.
yeah. Kind of close. Not the same.
Hockey's not my sport. It's good any
So
other
Steve
sport.
raised to 85,000. George went all in for 145. So it's only another 70K, 60K. Oh no, 85K to call. Forget those graphics.
Yeah, we should use the graphics.
My bad. Steve raised to 60,000, and then George went all in for 145.
Yeah.
And it looks like
This isn't easy. George has to get in here with his last 6
yeah, and
aces.
he's only got 6 big blinds. He's got a suited ace, and it's a pretty strong ace. It kind of sucks that he's
Yeah.
up against 9s here.
But still,
Yeah.
32% happens.
This is also our
third of
first
the time.
all in with the flop cam.
Ooh.
So we're going to see the flop cam footage. which I
Hello,
think
in
is
the
awesome.
window.
Boom.
In the window. We needed the flop cam. This
Yeah,
makes
this
it
is
so
way
much
better. Hook. No 9.
All right. George doubles.
It's so nice to have that ace suited and then just first card out to an ace. You don't even have to sweat the flop. You literally, as soon as Mo turns it over,
You're just sweating the
bing,
2
it's
nines
right
now,
there.
yeah.
The worst thing though is when the window card is an ace and then
Underneath
underneath
is
is like a 9,
yeah.
which just is like such a roller coaster of emotions. You know?
I agree.
It's like this one time at this bar in Florida. You're gonna love this story. My buddy and I
This is
were.
a real story.
This is like
I thought you were gonna
I'm
make a
22,
joke.
so this is like 18 years ago. I mean, this is a long time ago.
Jeez.
I know I'm getting close to 40. I mean, this is a long. I just graduated college. Me and my buddy had gone down to South Florida. We're just hanging out, being
The 22-year-olds.
D-Gen, recently graduated college kids. Super hot girl at the bar. We're both trying to talk to her. My buddy ends up getting her phone number, and he will not let me live it down. So she leaves. He won't let me live it down. Next morning, like, we're both sleeping on, like, his brother's couch. He's like, waving this napkin. This is how old it is. We didn't have cell phones. You had to actually get a girl's phone number on a napkin, right? And I'm like, let me see that thing, and it's literally 8675309. You know that song?
The song,
Yeah. So it went from, his emotions went from top of the world to, man, I just totally got hosed by this girl, and I was excited.
That's
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
That's basically the correlation there is that it's like seeing the window card being an ace and then the door card.
Getting your number.
Yeah, it's binking a 9. So ups and downs. Bronco in the background there, super stake horse extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Guy just knows how to pick poker horses.
He's like, I don't even want to play.
He knows.
I'll just pick 6 guys.
I'll pick 6 guys.
3 of them. It's about
yeah, I mean now he's sweating hardcore. It's like a big time investor. Brett 3 bets there with big slick ace king. Nobody calls. Putting the pressure on Rob. You know, I got 2 cups today at Starbucks.
Yeah, I was wondering.
So they wouldn't, because like it was kind of like overflowing. I was like, she's like, I'll give you another cup, so it doesn't spill, which is great because it also doesn't sweat as much, kind of. But yeah, not only did they screw my drink order up, then they give me 2 cups so it won't spill, and then I get it in the car and I notice as I make the turn, like a quarter of it comes out onto my book bag.
Now what is that? You got heavy cream in there?
Yeah.
You got stevia?
Nope. I use the sugar-free vanilla. A couple splashes of sugar-free vanilla. Really, the heavy cream is so kind of sweet.
It is sweet.
You really don't need.
I don't get it. I just get heavy cream.
I think I'm just gonna go with heavy cream.
That's
If
crazy
they screw
because
up the vanilla.
heavy cream isn't even sweet, but to us it's sweet.
Oh yeah, it's great.
I know.
All right, so Rob opens with ace king suited, looking for a caller, quickly folding around. Steve, let it go. And Rob's like, oh come on, somebody call me. I don't know why my voice always gets high when I do an impersonation of somebody.
Especially since he has a really low voice.
Yeah, no,
it's like
it's like the
extremely
exact
low.
opposite.
All right, so Rob is
yeah.
the most active too.
He's the most active. He's also our chip leader. So it was funny. Who was I talking to you about? Like, maybe I was down in Texas and I was playing a cash game and talking to this guy, and we were talking about how like if you're a huge chip stack. Now Rob is not a huge chip stack, but like I know what it was. It was down in Texas. We were doing the RFID table down there, and this guy had like 70% of chips in play, and he was just basically going all in every hand.
Yeah,
we
talked about that too.
Oh, we talked about it. Okay.
We talked about it the last the meetup game final time.
Yeah, because
that Mike guy had
he
like
was right.
4 million.
So anyways, so this guy was doing the opposite, or he was doing that. He was just leaning on everybody. It was funny. This gal kept saying, she's like, anybody want a chip chop? A chip chop? And this the chip player's like, I'll do an ICM chip chop, but I'm not chopping evenly. Like, he's got 70% of the chips in play. Right. And then finally, I kind of yelled over from the table. I was like, guys, you're going to have to beat him in a pot here to actually get him to want to do anything. And then sure enough, like the next hand, the guy gets like 8s. He's got like Jack 10 suited, goes all in, 8 call, and the 8s hold. So it went down to like, he had 50% of chips in play. The other guy had like 40% of chips in play, and then the girl had like 10%, and she was happy getting an extra $50 in the ICM chip chop, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah. So, it kind of worked out. They had kind of chopped it, so it worked out. It was fun, but at least Rob's kind of playing that big stack. I find that I don't know how to play the big stack. I haven't got to that chapter yet in the master class at Daniel Negreanu.
Step 1 is acquiring a big stack.
Right.
So you got to get.
I'm working on the acquiring a big stack. Yeah. I have finished all of Phil Ivy's masterclass. You want to recap?
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bet. And then you bet again. And then you bet some more. And if you lose, you just cheat it back around. Sorry, Phil. He hasn't paid them any money yet.
Sure, he's listening.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Mr. Ivy.
All right, so Marky Mark opens the hijack with 10-9 suited, which is a perfectly fair open.
I like it, actually.
And
he's like, think second or third chips. I mean, he's up there in like the chip leaders. Yeah.
And then Michael 3-bets him here to 180 with kings off of a 400,000 chips. 340.
Yeah, he basically
so he
half
put half.
stacked. Can I say half stacked?
No.
Are we gonna call it chop it up or run a runner? Is that the 2 finalists for the Ken and Brand Poker podcast? I like chop it up too. And here's the thing on top of that. I found this like mobile one. We can do it at the events. And that way we could have like Ice Haze come on or somebody else. Like anybody listening now can come out and be on the on the podcast, which I think will be cool, right? Like we could have like a special guest person every time.
That's
Dapper can be on it.
great. Preferably under 9 PBRs in.
Yeah, I know, man. Good
There,
Lord.
look at him.
There he is.
There
There's
he is.
PBR number 7. Once he gets to PBR 11, I kick him off the table.
It goes full blown.
Crazy.
Yeah,
town.
crazy town. All right, so Brett here, 55K.
And if anybody noticed that I'm a little hyped up today, because I think this is coffee number 3 for me.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I haven't been sleeping a lot lately. Now,
So
I'm
Brett,
just drinking
oh,
coffee.
1224. I'm thinking that they're 612.
Right, 1224.
So he just 2.5x.
Yeah.
So I read somewhere that if it's small blind, big blind, just like full charge them 3.5 or 4x.
The big blind, and
Yeah.
just make a decision.
Yeah, because you're gonna have to play the whole hand out position, and you don't want to give him the right price. You're fine just stealing the full 2 big blinds because his big blind plus the big blind anyway.
It's funny. I know you didn't watch it, but maybe the folks listening watched it. The Monday Poker Fix from yesterday, or I mean, a couple days ago, whatever. This week's Monday Poker Fix,
Yes.
which is actually the Monday Night Poker Fix because they didn't actually get here until 6 o'clock to do it.
Uh-huh.
But it was a small blind, big blind where they had pocket 8s, pocket 7s.
I saw the description. I didn't read it.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
It was great. It was great. So watch that one. That's a good one. It's nuts though.
Hey, Brad's coming in. Must be late night time.
Hey, talking about DFS. What's going on?
He's always on the phone with somebody. He never
is.
says anything.
No, he's just
Like,
listening.
yeah.
Who's he talking
Like,
to?
right. Like,
Brad, who the hell are you talking to? Because I know Brad's listening. It's Brad, Phil Ivey, Tom Bezos,
Richie.
Richie.
And,
Yeah,
That's about it.
Exactly.
My mom. My mom does like to.
somebody signed on.
My mom's
Chuck
doing-
Norris signed on last night. I was like, oh,
Did
wow,
you really?
nice, yeah.
Nice. Oh, Big Cup Chris listens. He's our biggest fan. He's like a mini producer. You know, like he gets a producer credit for like all the help he's done.
All right, so Mike, 57. So everybody's been opening in the 50s. Which
And what is it,
48 is
1224?
48
so
is double.
it's like 2.5, right?
Yeah.
2 and some change.
60 is 2.5. So they're all between, which is the sizing you expect to see here.
I always find it funny when people have those phone cases that like look like little mini books, right? Like see Steve's
Yeah.
like big giant case.
Well, they put their like debit cards and stuff.
I get it, but doesn't your phone like screw with, like, you know when you get a hotel key and like you put next to your phone and then erase it?
Demagnetizes all the
Yeah,
time?
does that happen?
I think so.
I think so too. Like it's
Yeah.
so crazy.
Like my horseshoe card, if I ever put it in the same pocket as my wallet or my phone,
It's
demagnetized.
just gone. Yeah.
So I had to put it in my back pocket or in my
Book bag.
man purse or whatever.
I was thinking about Pulp Fiction when they have those like comfortable silences. I felt like, Brandon, that was a comfortable silence for us. You're still being silent. You're not saying anything. That went from comfortable silence to
Awkward,
uncomfortable.
really quick.
All right, Rob, are you going to play the Fletch? Yeah, he is. 85, 82,
He's in the hijack. All right, so
52. I'll get there.
maybe a 3-bet for Brett? No, Brett's just going to come along, play this hand in position against the ship leader.
I like that move.
You could go for a 3-bet here because Rob's been opening so much. I mean, we know that Rob's had a hand every time.
Mhm.
They don't.
They think he should play in the heavy
Right,
stack.
and Mark's going to defend here.
Mm-hmm. Only 28,000 to call. I mean, it's basically 2x.
28 to
right?
win like 150.
And he's the last one to act, which is always nice.
And he has 2
Meaning,
big blinds.
there's nobody
Closing-
behind him.
closing the
There
action.
we go. Thank you. You knew what I meant.
I did.
8, deuce, 6. So Rob ends up flopping middle pair. Let's see if he bets it out.
So this never hits Brett, and as we see, Brett always has hands like he has. This does hit Mark, though. I'm interested to see if
How
Mark.
it plays out.
My
Raises
prediction:
or-
Mark's going to raise because he knows that really Rob. I mean, Rob can have big hands like 10s, 9s, 8s, 10s, 9s, jacks, and stuff like that. All right, cancel that. Marky Mark just goes for the good pull. Rob takes it down. He fought the best hand, took it down. I think Mark could have repped.
Maybe outplayed him on that one.
Yeah, and just check raised.
I find that I don't check raise enough. I feel like I'm either always betting out my stuff or What are you pointing at?
You running?
Oh, is that running?
Yeah, you're
Oh,
running.
somebody, you came over to use the table and I had to pee. That can't be true. This is only 10 minutes in.
No, I think you need a phone charger. Because you're running. I don't think I'm even doing the table. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, look how good it is. Of course I'm doing the table.
Ah, funny, Brando.
I don't really remember this hand. All right, so Gerry.
Ace 10. Everybody folded to him, so it's just him and the blinds, right?
This is a this is a borderline big hand for other buttons here.
Because of the position,
Yeah,
and nobody
it
else
folds
is in.
around. You're basically playing three-handed poker, ace 10. So
Yeah.
almost unfoldable. Gerry opens to 70. There's a big sizing. He's going to price these guys out. And takes it down.
Can you turn that screen around for a second? I want to see what he has.
All right. Chip count. Rob's got 30% of chips in play.
Yeah, that's
Must
a
be
lot.
nice.
It is nice. I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming it's nice.
Yeah.
I'm
It's like, I'm assuming it's nice to live in a penthouse in
Right.
New York City. I mean, it's got to be nice,
Soho
right?
and-
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a pain in the ass. Like, imagine how long your elevator ride's going to be every day.
Right. Like, how do you even get groceries out?
Right, it's a pain in the ass.
Right. What are you doing?
Do
to
those
move
guys
out?
even go grocery shopping, or do you have like a butler who does it for you?
Yeah, or they just
I
get
need a
it delivered
butler.
to their window.
I think from now on, punishment should be like,
If you
gotta
screw
be
up
a
at
but-
the events,
Yeah, you got to be a butler for like a day.
Yeah.
That'd be great. We could sell their services. Maybe we should start an app called Butler for a Day. That'd be great. You don't like it?
I'm in.
I think it's awesome.
I'm in.
What would you call it? Just like Butler for a Day. I wonder if that's out there. Gotta be out there. If it is, copyright. All right, Rob, he opened with sevens, right? Steve's going to come along with the ace 9 out of the big blind. Defensive. Looks like a 9 on the flop.
Yeah, it's 7.
Oh, no, Steve.
All
No,
right.
Steve, don't do it.
I remember this.
I
hand.
love the bet out.
I feel like he should be betting to maybe get away from it if he gets shoved on. I don't know.
And you think he's
I'm
thinking
doing
that
the
far
table
ahead?
on this hand. I don't really should be. All right,
All right,
so
so Rob just calls. Sneaky Rob.
Yeah.
You sneaky Rob,
Yeah,
you.
look at that turn.
Oh, my goodness. What? Hey,
all in call snap.
Steve, it was great to see you, and look at his face. Like, you're just screwed. There's
Yeah.
nothing you can do. You still have outs, ace and a 9. It's just, wow. He might have been able to get away from it if, like, a king turned,
Okay, yeah.
right?
Jack.
Well, I mean-
8, 6.
No, I mean, he flopped top pair. Like, oh, I got you.
Flop
Yeah,
middle pair.
you're right.
But there's
Basically, king, queen, jack is another card because it straights out there.
8,
8, 6.
all
5,
in.
maybe not. So, yeah, you're right. Basically, anything but an ace he could have folded. But no, he's folding top 2 pair there. Like, that's one of those hands where
You think you just ginned on the turn and then.
I love that saying. I feel like people don't use it enough, that you just ginned on the turn. I go, that's awesome. And then 2, I had an argument with a guy. I know we might have talked about this. He's like, oh man, it's such a bad beat. I was like, no, that's a cooler. That's not a bad beat. Like, you were down the whole way. Rob was ahead pre-flop. Rob was ahead on the flop. Rob was ahead on the turn. It's just, you have such a great second best hand there that nobody's going to fold there. You just screwed. You just lose.
Cooler.
Cooler.
What? I gotta give you more?
I wonder who came up with cooler.
Ooh, it's cold here.
That sucks. And then now they're arguing about how these big blind works because now they're down to 6-handed. And this is something we got to get on there because like a lot of the rooms are going to 6-handed poker, but we're going to do 5 hands from now on, so it's easy to remember. When you get to half a final table, you do half the big blind ante.
Yes.
But I also wanted to throw out there,
I
is
should've
it
got a free ride
Stones?
after that.
Somewhere on the East Coast, some big Foxwoods or something
Borgata.
crazy. Is it Borgata?
I don't know what you're saying, but I'm just.
One of
The biggest thing on the East Coast
One of
is
the
Borgata.
big East Coast
Thank you for
rooms
that.
is telling the poker players, we doing big blind and big blind
Gave it to
the
him.
entire
You
way.
handed it to him on a
No
platter.
changing,
He said,
no
"He didn't
like
take advantage."
chainsaw approved. They're basically telling chainsaw, hey, stick that chainsaw right up your,
Wow.
and they're not doing it. So there's no reduction Meaning you're playing heads up,
You know when I
Freaking-
hit hands
You're
like that,
two big blinds.
30K, 60K.
You're putting out
a
120.
120, and the small blind's putting out 30, and has position on you for everywhere except pre-flop. Like that's nuts, right? It's crazy. Ooh, here's a big hand. Ace 10 versus King Jack. Gerry's at about 750, so
Look at this. Run good continues for Rob. Or,
I mean he was ahead pre-flop too.
no,
but
not
just-
run good.
it-
Just like
it-
it's nice to hit hands.
it's called like stress-free. Like in golf, I always tell people like that was a stress-free par. It's like, yeah, you knock down the green, you're 25 feet away for birdie, you tap it up there to a foot, boop, fink it in, you're good. Like it's a very easy par. That's what Rob's doing here. Except the river on the
So
jack.
Rob did check the flop and check the turn.
What was he
and,
checking? The
Um,
8? I think he literally made that face because it was like, oh, wow, I just gave that
Yeah,
away.
no, I think Gerry might have called the turn because Gerry turned a gutter ball with two
such a
overs.
horrible river.
I feel like that's like a quarterback who had everybody open and then just decided not to throw it, and he's just like, scramble, scramble, scramble. Sack.
Throw it away.
You're still coming
No,
along.
throwing it away would have been like a chop pot.
Yeah.
This is no chop. He lost money on that hand.
Mo, it's a dead button.
Oh, that's small button.
Got it.
It's on 12,
I
right?
think he heard you.
Yeah, from a month in the future.
All right, so I'm gonna go on record. 26 minutes in. I think the world's ending
Why?
because my phone has gone crazy. The internet's not working at my house. I noticed television was kind of goofy the last couple of days. It's like there's like a EMP.
What would
pulse.
happen if we just had no internet? I mean, the
Walking
world would
Dead,
shut down
It would be over. The internet goes down.
for like more than a week.
It's funny. I always, you know how people say you're 9 meals away from starving. We're like 9 days away from the internet going down of total anarchy. I'm talking full blown Negan.
Like, yeah, I was about to say the governor.
No, I mean world ending. Like, look, now my iPhone's gone screwy. Like that's it. People could not function without the
So
internet.
Eric had.
I couldn't function
Eric
without the
had
internet.
jury duty. My buddy
Oh
Eric had jury
my
yesterday.
God, that's like a death sentence.
And got this.
Well, here, can you help
Yes,
me?
eights
I
versus
hate to bring it
sevens.
here. I want to talk about this because this is the Monday Poker Face
Okay,
hand.
all right. Look, so we got a hijack open,
So Gerry opened, Mark
big.
called.
Jerry opened huge.
Yep.
Mark called.
Yep.
All right, Jack 10-9. Jerry can. Either one's pretty acceptable here. You can check.
Jack or bet.
Yeah. You're gonna get called by a lot of things.
Looks
if you
like
bet.
he checked.
I would check if it was me.
Mark opens or Mark bets, which I think is a good bet by Mark.
So, I think Mark is just saying, well, if Jerry's got a queen or high cards, he probably would bet the flop here, so let me take the lead in the hand. And this is where we're at. I mean, Gerry has like a weird hand in this spot. He has an open under, and he's way ahead. He doesn't know he's way ahead. He probably
Right.
thinks
And
he's-
Mark is literally drawn to on out.
Yeah.
One. I mean, he's got
Two eights.
two outs, but one of the eights has already been folded.
So
Because that's
I
what
mean,
those true outs are at the top. Like we know he's
Yeah.
got two outs, but one of them's dead.
in Jerry's head, he's like 7-7-7-7-7.
So he
And Mark's
calls.
going 8-8-8-8.
Right. So they're both rooting for the other player's cards. I like the 5 in the turn. It doesn't change anything. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is a tricky spot for Gerry.
He already-
He has to check. I mean, he
Right.
kind of has to just check.
So he checks, and Mark quickly checks behind him.
All right, so now Mark should maybe be setting up a river bet. All right, so this river is going to be a very good card for
So
Gerry
Gerry
in
checks.
general.
It is.
In general. Right, but now since he checked, this just like kind of turns into a good card for.
So
Mark,
what I
right.
talked about in the Money Poker Fix is the amount of his bet here. 125. It's like a third size bet of the pot, which I think is a great sizing.
So
right?
I think that what he's really just trying to he's not trying to get a jack.
I think
to
he's
fold.
repping a 9 or a 10, right?
Yeah.
Which is good enough to beat Gerry. We now know he's like, I caught a piece of that flop. I ended up, not liking it. I like the size of the bet. I think if he'd have made it a bigger bet, in all honesty, Jerry's probably not calling any bet here,
No,
big
but-
or small,
This is like one of those bluffs where it just doesn't cost you that much if you're wrong.
from Jerry's aspect.
No, from
Mark's. Yeah,
Like Mark's bluffing here.
It's like a value bluff.
Right.
It's great. Like I think the amount he put out is like just the perfect amount of like Jerry's like, I really don't want to call that much. It's 125, but which is awesome.
Now, yeah, I think really Mark's intention here is to fold out like 9-8, 10-8. And Mark's gonna show sevens to his fans.
I don't know. Yeah, he shows the fans. He doesn't show anybody else.
All right, so back to Eric though. Murder trial, jury duty.
What? They have murder trials in Indiana?
Yeah.
Nice.
Someone hacked the system, so he called the number on Sunday night to like, please be canceled, please be canceled, please be canceled. They called in 160. Everybody, they called them all in because they had to do it old school way because they couldn't like select the jury electronically
Virtually or whatever. Yeah.
So everybody had to go in, and then he was number 29, which is pretty early out of 160. And they went and asked people questions on guns and caretakers. Because I guess some dude shot his caretaker
good, but I'm not
because he
that
didn't
good.
like him. And he's like 84
good,
and
but
just
I'm not
shot and
that
killed
good.
his caretaker.
Thank you.
But anyways,
Really?
yeah. So anyways, these guys. So he got there at 8, didn't get out until 2. And the 28th person was selected for the 12th jury. So he was next up to be selected. And he was like, I think I was going to get selected because these people are all stupid. And I was thinking about just lying on my views on guns so I didn't have to come back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so,
I love guns. Guns are great.
or
I
vice
also
versa.
I also
Can't
hate
touch a
lots
gun.
of different people. You know, like you just gotta really throw it out there.
Yeah, some guy was just like, F the system. The system's rigged. He's like, I hate guns, and all caretakers should die. The guy's like, all right, have a good day, sir.
Right.
You're out of here.
Oh, that's great.
But that just seems like pure misery. I've had jury duty like 3 or 4 times, and I just never. I've called the
Knock on wood,
number. I've called on Sunday night and never had to do it.
That's huge.
It is huge.
Dude, it would suck. Yeah, to go to jury duty, especially in murder truck. That's not something that's gonna go quickly.
No.
It's got to be at least a couple of weeks, right?
All right, Rob. We're looking for a flop here. Mo's mumbling. 10-5 deuce. All right, Rob's just full blown
Pushing.
stabbing here.
I mean, it got checked around to him. Was it a limped in pot? Like, did he limp in the
No,
end?
because there's 300 in there, so Rob must have raised and then it went call.
Oh, this is a cool hand too. Cool hand. Look,
8 ball?
sometimes,
Oh, okay.
sometimes a pair of nothing is a.
Yeah, Rob raised to 60.
Okay. Brett 3-bet him.
I think that's wrong.
Brett call, raises 60, 3-bet.
It went Rob raised, call on the flop, pre-flop.
Okay.
Then check, Rob bet the flop, call, check, turn. Here we are, river.
Yeah, there you go.
Brett's got not like that river too much, but I think
Because that hits Rob a lot of the time.
It does, but I don't know if Rob's got the heart here.
So this is almost the one I did on the Monday Poker Face because they were back-to-back hands. I was kind of thinking about doing it twice because it's kind of an awesome thing because Rob's bluffing here. Mark was bluffing in the previous hand and he value bluffed, right? Just put out like a small sizing raise. Again, doesn't cost you much if you lose, and it might get the guy to fold because it's like, it looks like he wants him to call. This hand is the complete opposite. It feels like Rob's bluffing because he bets 185 into like, what, 400?
Yeah, half pot.
Half pot size bet. So it's a much bigger bet, and literally Brett just goes, man, it's such a bluffy looking, like he's like, it's so bluffy. Like,
Yeah.
why would you bet so much?
I would call here. I would not know it. Like, I would just call here every time. Maybe call me a calling station, but like,
well,
you got it.
It's a little different too because like, you know, Gerry's hand was far worse. Brett's hand was the best hand until that ace came on the river. So like, it's a little easier to
still
call
the best hand,
to.
oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, I know it, but
Oh, yes.
in his mind, it's like, man,
if he's
I mean,
beat, he got beat on the river.
correct. If he got beat, he got beat on the river. It's like, would he really bet that much on an ace in the river? It feels like he would bet smaller because you want to get called versus I don't want to get called. It's a bigger
Yeah,
bet.
that's a good
so
call.
he calls, and Rob's got to show the 9 high, and Brett just goes. And then, of course, Rob's like, I knew you had a 10. It's just such a great interaction. And that's literally back-to-back hands, which I thought was kind of awesome the way it played out there, right? Kind of neat.
That's just a tough spot for Rob. If he knows that the kid has a 10, he probably just gotta check it back and lose. Because 10's pretty strong though.
Yeah.
10, 5, deuce, 5, then ace. Now he's going to bomb it on the ace.
What's just one of those ones that if you call and you whiff, and the guy does have an ace, it's like, oh man, I totally get screwed there. Like
Yeah.
at least you have a story. It's not like I just played badly and lost. Like,
Did it all.
right? I mean, it's not that big a
You
deal.
what? 80,000 right now. No, you're snap calling 80,000. Are you kidding me? You're snap calling 80,000. There's no way you're folding on there.
Now they're arguing about that exact pot size or that sizing of the bet, which I think is great.
I have a question.
Yeah, fire away.
How far past
Rag ace.
the expiration date can you eat yogurt?
How far do I eat?
Like my yogurt today said August 15th, but it's been unopened.
August 15th?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like 10 days, 13 days.
I mean, I wouldn't drink
No,
milk
it's like
that's
it's less
13
because
days.
it's the 15th. Oh yeah, it's 13.
It's 27.
So what is that?
12 days.
12 days. 12 days. I always figure like 2 weeks is like.
Because
what-
that's really
what's
when
there.
they. It's not. It didn't
When
say
they-
Best
they
Buy.
have to
Sell it by then.
Right. So I figure like you've got time after that. So you're borderline.
Yeah, I
close.
smelt it. It was smelt.
Smelt it.
Smelt?
Smelt it.
Smelt or smelled?
You used your nose to verify.
Acquire
acquire
a
a
scent.
Right, there you go. Good. I love it. All right, so you got Rob's with 6s, Marky Mark with 7s. Oh, I'm sorry, Mark with King Queen.
So
Wow,
Mark
this is
raised
crazy,
under
man.
the gun.
This is back to back to back hands. This
Yeah.
is nuts.
Rob calls, set mining, trying to flop a set against the big old chip stack over there.
And Jerry's deciding if
Jerry's
he wants
like,
to call or raise.
Jerry's raising. He's deciding how much.
Any value here to try to like sneak in and you
There's
wanna
too much
get-
out there. There's 200,000 out there.
Take it down now.
200,000 is just so much chips. I don't know if shoving might be too much. You might want to make it like 200,000, maybe 210. Jerry goes on the bigger sizing, so let's see what he does. Jerry bombs it.
How much?
I don't know, 340. Jerry is going to take it down. The only thing I can say from an analytical part of is just sizing so huge, it never really is a block. If that makes sense.
And it's one of those things.
It's
that
not balanced.
Well,
It's not
never
balanced.
and it never pays off, right? Because if you're getting called, you're getting called by aces or kings.
Right.
Nobody's calling with queens or worse. So it's like you are literally. I feel like you're risking so much with very little. There's no profitability in that race.
Like if he just made it 200,000 from 7, like maybe he does that with some bad hands too.
Jacks.
Not worse. Like, what if he does that with like 10-9 suited trying to take down the
I
pot?
feel like with that big giant bet, you only get called by a better hand.
Yep.
Right. That sucks.
Like if Mark has jacks, he's probably like, I'm out of there.
Right.
But if Mark has kings, he's on.
Yeah. Which is exactly what I just said.
Correct.
All right.
I'm just confirming. I feel like you explained it in that way. So.
Oh wow! On camera, just totally throwing me under the bus.
We're 40 minutes in. Nobody's listening.
I was raising. Yeah, but it's not the hand. It's because I raised from the button. That's why you call it shit.
All right. Jerry gives Marky Mark the walk. Mark the 7-3 takes it down.
And Michael's kicking himself because I think he had 9-10 suited there. Yeah, he had 9-10 suited under the gun. And he couldn't. Yeah, I mean, I get it. You're under the gun. 9-10's not great in early position.
And he's only got.
But if he'd have just sniffed at that pot, he'd have won.
So Rob, Mark, and Brett, top 3. Jerry. There's really. Everybody's pretty even. Should be fun. Nice, a lot of play.
Yeah.
Not many all-ins.
What the hell is that?
So I was actually listening to a PLO. I was watching a PLO YouTube video yesterday, and they were saying kind of the same thing with sizings. Like people make their sizings way too big that they eliminate the possibility of a bluff.
Of the worst hand calling,
Yeah.
right? I mean, if you're gonna 3-bet somebody,
You just like those times.
I mean, it sometimes you have to get called to make sure you're actually winning. I don't know.
George is all in
Did you
203K.
get a haircut?
Ace 10 suited last week.
Nice. nice.
Oh yeah, you were here this
I didn't
weekend.
see
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Ace 10 suited from George.
I just
Still
saw
the salty one.
Yep, 203K.
Yep. All in.
Yep.
Ooh, Mike, Ace 9.
This is another great hand.
I was so disgusted.
This is such a great first episode. I hope a ton of people watch
Oh,
because
I
there's
know
so
this
many good
hand. This
hands.
hand's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's gross.
This hand's awesome.
He thinks
This
I'm
hand's
like,
actually really sick. He's calling for the chop. Hold on a second, no. Where's the flop cam? Where's the flop? We don't know anything.
All right.
Deuce. Chop it up.
Turn to
10.
10.
Drawing dead.
Easy drawing dead. Not to a deuce.
Dead to a chop.
yeah.
What an ultimate bad beat for George. He turns Mike dead to a chop. 2 aces and 1 deuce to chop.
Bink.
But yeah, so
Deuce.
I was like, I
Deuce on the river. Mike feels like he just doubled up that
It's
hand.
that much
He's so
disrespect
happy.
for me.
Rob doesn't even realize what just happened because he's having a
Sorry,
conversation.
I will not happen again.
I mean, that's one of the grossest hands I've ever seen.
It gets worse. It gets so worse. This might be the most action-packed, and it's kind of, and not only that, I think it's because there's been a ton of great hands right so
Yeah,
far.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
a lot of moves been made. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Some big hands play out. Totally got rivered there. That was awesome. Plus, it's in the biggest tournament that we do a year.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about
Alright, hit it.
a lot of money.
Tons.
Lots of
Great,
money.
which I think is super awesome. Very cool that it's the biggest kind of stage for us. Good God, what are they doing?
I think
back there?
Keith just fell.
I hope. Well, at least he would stop making noise.
All
right.
right, George, 7s.
Next hand,
All
poor
in.
George just got screwed. 218. He should have 440 right now.
Gerry.
Thinking about it with the 2 big cards.
Yeah, I
Maybe he's
think
thinking
this-
George is steaming. What could he possibly have?
So many players behind you, though. Gerry finds
Yeah, it's
it.
difficult.
All right, Mike. Here we go again. All in for Mike. Kings,
Save me.
7s.
You saved me.
Whoopsie noodles.
Yeah, I had 200.
Try it again.
I don't want to
Wow.
call it out.
I mean, if there's any justice in this world, he should get a 7.
Or run straight. Uh-oh.
9 or 7.
Or spade?
Nope.
No.
He's got space covered.
No.
And wait, the worst kick in the nuts. It's another
Another deuce on the river. Deuce
Ah.
on the river.
What a slap in the face. Michael's like, I got nothing to say. Yeah, sorry.
George out in 6th. Good run. Probably
It is
only
a good
bought it
run.
once.
Yeah, I could start playing like
I
a.
mean,
Yeah, I would imagine.
Retard.
I mean, maybe not. But at this point, even at 7th place, it's going to
We got 6.
That's a good one.
It's a lot.
be. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, Rob.
Relax. Hey.
Do you go by Bob or Rob?
15.
Rob.
15.
You called him Bob, though.
15.
Yeah, only the
15.
OGs call
15?
Bob. But yeah, Rob is.
No, I was giving him crap about his.
So when I was in
softball
Texas this
earlier.
week, I found
Was it
a
8? Was it 8? He
Texas
kept
mall.
asking.
Really?
Yeah, he's great. I said to him, like, you remember this guy Mo from home? And he's like, oh, nice. How is Mo? And I was like, well, Mo's awesome. In his own way, he
His
has
own
such
way.
good qualities,
Yeah.
you know? I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Mo a lot, but, like, he's good at the stuff that he does. And this guy reminds me so much of him, so I want to call him, like, Texas Mo.
Texas Mo.
Yeah, he didn't like that. I was like, all right, cool. You don't work here anymore. Gerry with the King Jack suited.
6 deuce, 9-4, and Brett didn't even see it, but probably a piece of poop. And Gerry takes it. Gotta love it when you can just instantly take down 30, 60K instantly. Boom, 60K, 60K, 60K. Are we gonna do a weekend plug or did we miss it?
I was just talking about it now because I'm doing it up on Facebook. It's the Summer
You were just
Saver.
talking about, oh, the Summer Saver.
Summer Saver. It's this is Labor Day weekend coming up. So today is Thursday. So actually this is going to be airing during the Summer Classic. Summer Saver.
Summer Saver.
CCG Summer Saver.
What a
Anyways,
good
it's
name.
$240 buy-in. That includes your add-on. There's no extra cost. It's 200 plus 40. You get 40K in chips, 30-minute levels, 3-day ones. Day 2 is on Sunday. It'll be final table recorded as well. We might do some featured tables during the week. It's getting near the end of the max. I think we've got 1 or 2 more weekends at the max.
Yeah, we got
after
4-dayer
weekend.
this week, so it's
4-dayer.
3-day ones.
3-day ones. End of the summer. Summer Saver. Get in there.
So this is basically the same tournament that we started the CSOP with. That
Correct.
got 100 players.
Yep.
So
Which is gross.
right, and that was 3-day ones.
Similar. Yeah, and that was only 2-day ones.
Right.
So now we got extra day ones. You should get a little bit more than that.
And you can direct buy into day 2. So all of you guys who think, I don't want to play 2 days for a $204 tournament, just come day 2.
And
600, 1200.
So many people come in.
And you got 40K in chips.
Correct.
You can just treat it as a 1 day.
And it's still a pretty deep 1 day.
Right.
Even at 1200, how many bigs do you have at 40K?
I don't know.
30.
30.
30 big months.
33. Yeah, 33.
Great. So anyways, Summer Savers this week at the max. Thursday, Friday, the day ones start at 6:30. 4 o'clock on Saturday, and then noon start on Sunday.
Noon?
It is
Noon or 1? Did we do noon again?
No, because the graphic says Sunday day 2 final, 12 p.m., which means you got to be there before 12 o'clock.
So there's no 12 o'clock tournament.
No 12 o'clock.
So we will get a rush of people that show up at 12 and are like,
another 10 to 12.
Yeah.
You know, and at 240 you can get some of those guys.
Correct. They'll just be like, I'll play 240 for this big old field.
Yep. I mean, that's awesome. With 100 players, you're talking about what, 20K?
20K in the prize pool.
Gross.
100 players.
Super gross. Save your summer. Get in there.
4 or 5K the first, plus last outs. Can we have a debate about the last outs and last longers?
Sure. What are we debating?
I don't know. I guess we're on camera. I guess we're not really. We're on radio.
Right. Recording.
My vote said we should just go back to last out.
Well, explain the difference between a last longer and a last out.
Last longer, you buy in once and it covers all your buy-ins.
Meaning, if it's a re-entry tournament or a rebuy tournament, anytime you re-enter rebuy, you're still in the last longer bet or last out bet, whatever you want to call it.
Correct.
So that's a last longer.
Last outs is
anytime once you're out, even if you fire one bullet and you're out, you got to re-up to get back in the last out.
Correct.
Meaning, if you re-enter 3 times, you'd have to buy in the last out.
If you want to get, I mean, you can not on your first barrel not buy in the last outs, and then the second barrel not buying in your last outs, and I'd be like, all right, now I'm really stuck. I'm in all the last outs too. You can go that route. I just feel like it juices up the prize pool. Like, don't mean I'm not gonna throw FTB under the bus here, but like if he had to do last outs instead of last longers.
In these multi-day tournaments?
Right, like this one I think he was in 3 times.
Right.
So the heads up $500 last out, that was me and him.
Typically, what you're getting at is on these multiple flights where it's the same tournament,
Like,
multiple
I
flights.
get the Titan is going to be too hard because there's just like, there's 15 flights, people are just. But I feel like in these, like it's kind of like trickle, trickle, trickle. You can, Brandon's out again. Cross them off. You want back in? Sure. Like, I think the Titan should be the only one with the last longer. Because then it'll juice up the prize pools. That's all. That's my 2 cents.
Well, everybody's entitled to their 2 cents.
That's true. Alright, so Gerry calls. Mark is going to set mine from the button. Mike's coming in from the small blind. Rob's in the big blind, thinking about punishing. And he is not going to. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 ways to the flop. Mo's asking Brett if he wants his cards back so it'll be a family pot.
That's great.
Ace, King, 4. Mike flops the best of it with a king. Gerry with a gutter ball. And Mike is actually going to lead here. This is one of the few spots that's actually a pretty good bet by Michael, I guess. Jerry's looks like he's going to come around with his gutter ball. Thinking about it at least. If this gets through Gerry, Mike's going to take it down here. This is what they call a donk bet.
Hee-haw.
And takes it down. He's probably pretty pleased to take that down too.
He should still be riding high from that deuce.
Yeah, he is. And then King's the next hand and stacks the king.
What a run, good.
I'm doubling you up. Oh wait, no we're not. Oh, I'm taking you out.
Yeah, it's such a cruel, cruel game.
So everybody's even. I mean, Rob at 1.2, Mike at 800K. That's no
from top
difference.
to bottom.
Yeah.
They could easily chop it right now.
Right. So this is one of the few situations where there's really no ICM.
Because everybody,
Like Rob can go out 5th right now and really not feel too terrible about himself.
because he doesn't have it's so even.
Right.
Yeah, I'll get you a beer. How about that?
Jerry with the 2 big cards under the gun. How do you like to play ace jack under the gun? I mean, obviously you're going to bet it. You're 5-handed.
Winner, winner.
What do you open?
I'm double. I'm making it 70.
No, the guy who
Blinds
took
are
the chips was
15,
the
30.
one. I knocked him out.
I think he made it 65. Nope, 70.
Right,
Right
so-
on, Jerry.
I knocked
Perfect.
him down.
Oh my God, run good, Michael.
I got him.
Ugh.
So I was gonna say, if you ace jack's one of those hands. If you get any
Jam
resistance,
queen ten in my
you just gotta let them outplay you sometimes. If they're gonna outplay
Yeah.
you, and they're gonna give you a re-raise.
It's your least favorite blackjack hand?
No, I rooted for him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, ace
yeah,
get there.
yeah.
I don't know. They're the
As I
same.
said,
They're really like the same.
Ace 10, ace jack are the same thing.
Right.
Ace 9, ace 8. I feel like the ace jack gets you in trouble because they look
It's the
so
best
pretty.
of the worst aces.
Correct.
Well, of the-
Yeah, I mean, you'd much rather have ace king, ace queen. I think if he has ace king here, we could see a 4-bet and really get in trouble.
Because then you're
Ace
blocking
jack-
aces, you're blocking kings.
Right.
Even if they have queens, you're racing. Here, you're not blocking kings. You're not blocking queens. If
Right.
even if they have jacks, you only have 3 outs.
Right. And nobody's doing this with 10s.
Or ace 10.
Right. So it's pretty easy to fold here.
And we say nobody. They do it with not these hands, but
Right.
not generally here. Like in bigger stuff, in real, like not, I don't want to say real poker, but like you're playing a WSOP event, people are gonna exploit you and be like, oh, he's got to have better than ace jack. I fold.
Right.
Yeah, 6-4. But in general,
It takes a lot to recognize those situations and be able to play it well enough to be able to do that. I find,
right.
I mean, that's a next level move
Yeah.
that I don't personally have.
Yeah, I mean, people have them in their arsenals, but then people don't. But the people that don't have them in their arsenals, it's easy to play ace jack against. You just fold. Like you don't want to be at a table full of wizards where it's you could just have them all crushed with ace jack and you have no idea.
Speaking of wizards, he listened to our commentary and put nice commentary scrub muffins.
Scrub muffins?
Yeah,
He did not.
He absolutely did. And I want to literally comment back, be like, wizard approved. Like, yeah, I mean, even with a backhanded compliment.
So really,
Or maybe he was being sarcastic, but that doesn't really come through on a text message.
No.
So I'm assuming he was being honest plus some. Which is
so
great.
quick whiz story. He last 2 weeks ago, MSPT was in Majestic 2
Yeah.
weeks ago. He's like, Brandon, you want to burn $130? I'm like, no.
Maybe?
Yeah, I'm like, no. He's like, let's go halves in these $65 satellites. I'm like, I'm out, man. Like, what are you gonna do? Play a $65 satellite and then get a seat to a 250 and then play a 250 and then play the 1100 and then cash in the 1100? Seems like I'm just lighting money on fire.
Right.
I'm
It's
out.
a lot
Comes
of
back
hopes and
8 hours later. He's like, I played 260s, won both of them, got 2 seats into the 250s, won both of them, got 2 $1,100 seats. Final table's it. Now he got 10 for 5K.
Whatever.
But like he turned 130 into a chance at 60K.
Wow.
It was pretty sick. And I
So
was
the pipe dream that you're like, fuck, that's
yeah, I
not
was
good
like,
enough.
that ain't happening.
And it did.
I mean, I was sweating a little bit. I was like, oh man, please don't win. Please, I'm not rooting for you to get 10, but like 7 maybe.
Yeah. That's gross. So he would have chopped it with you? Oh, Lord. Yeah. Brandon strikes again. Another good deal.
Guess I should have just burnt 130
Yeah. King Queen from Brett here.
on the button. 70,000 incoming.
You know, he's got a chip stack there. Does that look like $1 million in chips to you?
200, 400, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
No, not really.
It seems like $1 million. In my mind, $1 million in chips is like those pictures you see in like the poker news posts, which are like 4 levels of chips with these big bases. And I'm just like, that looks like $1 million in chips. Speaking of big chips and stack size estimates, being able to guess, when you play PLO, do you like to have bigger chips? I know you have talked about like they never have a lot of $5 chips where you can't get like a huge pyramid going.
I had 2K in red last week. It was
Nice.
kind of nice. But in general,
Do you find that there's an
600
advantage
in red.
to doing that, like having a lot of black chips where people don't notice it? Or maybe they make a bet thinking you don't have as many chips. You're like, oh shit, they got a lot of chips. Or no, everybody's pretty aware.
I
of
think
the
they're
fact.
pretty aware. Usually everybody has less chips than
I
me,
find
so-
whenever color-ups happen at CCG, people are like, no, don't take my chips.
Right, because they come back to the stack. That's
Yeah, it's like you just
4
got
inches.
shaved down to nothing.
Yeah.
It's like it's the exact same amount of chips. It's just it seems
Right.
like it's
when
not.
they take off the greens and you got 2,000 in greens and they give you 2 orange chips
You're
now.
like, man, that sucks.
All right, we get the 985 rainbow. Check, and Brett is the pre-flop.
I ever tell you the guy that
aggressor.
used to call it a banana flop? He's like, banana flop. I'm like, what the hell is a banana flop? Because when they have one of each suit. And I was like, that's not called banana flop. So it seems like that's a better move for it. I'm like, I guess it is.
I guess. Gerry, not giving up the king queen. We have battle of the king queens here.
Who plays it better?
Advantage Brett, I would assume, because he's on the button and already bet once.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's so hard to bet the flop, check the turn, and then get a river bet through. An ace man might do it, but I just feel like people don't bluff on the turn enough because they're scared.
Keep
that
firing.
When people call you on the flop, like, look, Gerry just called you with king high. Now, is Gerry going to turn his hand into a bluff? I don't know. I really don't know what anybody's thinking of this game. I'm thoroughly confused. Gerry checks. Now, is Brett going to decide, hey, my king high is good enough. Maybe I win sometimes. Or, I'm going to fire this river. Check out this sizing. This is another one of your Marky Mark. 60K into 300K.
So Gerry ended up checking,
Yeah.
and then Brett bet out the chop pot here.
60K into 300. A fifth pot. 20%.
I feel like that's too little, right? Because it's just like Gerry should just call this just to look him up. I mean, it's 60K. I guess it's 10% of his chips. A little
If
less.
Jerry's thinking about it with king high, he's probably calling like a 5.
I didn't like that sizing. I think it could have been double that, and then he could have gotten some of those 5s and 8s to fold. Whereas
Now he's not going to.
now he's not going to get anybody to fold.
Besides stuff that he has beat.
Correct.
Or the one single hand he's got.
Right.
In this case, he looks like a genius, but in every other case.
Yeah, I just feel like it's difficult to get that bet through. And I'm not knocking Brett.
No,
I'm
no,
just saying,
yeah.
like, I feel like that was a weird sized bet. Now it turns out it worked, but I don't know what people feel like we're making fun of.
No,
Hey,
absolutely not.
I mean, I make fun of you all the time.
Right. I can take it though.
Can you?
I think so.
What do you do when people give you the finger in the car? Because I was driving and I have no idea what I did. And
Oh.
this guy gives me the finger, and he gives me like the weird finger where it's like middle finger up
With the
and the thumb
thumb
out,
out?
which I find to be like the least intimidating middle finger, right? Or even when they do like the sideways, so like basically you're giving me a thumbs up and a fuck you at the end,
Thumbs up.
right? Like, dude, make up your mind. You give me the middle finger or a thumbs up. But anyways, I have no idea what I did to this guy. Like, did I cut him off? I don't know. I don't know what I did.
Huh.
So I just waved at him.
Yeah, I usually don't do anything.
I just smiled and waved. I was like, yo, what up? Hope you don't come to the events.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe he heard our commentary. He's like, you suck!
Yeah.
And that's what he was yelling out.
Probably. It's
It's totally fine. Sorry about that, sir. And it's even worse because he had a bumper sticker that said my kid goes to Lyon Township LTHS, LT Lyon Township High School. So maybe he does come to the events, and that was the whole principle, was not my driving, but my commentary. Just leave me a
I say
comment
it's
next time.
50-50
Could be
because
50-50.
your driving's pretty good.
Phil Ivey, please leave a message saying that you like my commentary. He probably not gonna do that. He's like, no, I'm just gonna bet again.
That's good.
I'm just gonna bet again. All right. Well, we're tailing down to the end of this first episode. I think this is one of our.
Actually, this is a lot of action.
This is great.
It's really interesting.
I think I can really sell this one as one of the top viewing.
Yeah, usually
videos.
like.
Well, it's tournament poker, right?
Well,
Like,
that's
you
what I'm
never
saying.
really know.
And
this
everybody's
is like
short.
jam packed with great hands and bluffs and
And usually,
Scary
like
river
I look
cards.
at usually a CCG tournament, down to the end, everybody's got like not so few big blinds, but
Well,
the
it's-
decisions seem a lot easier.
Right.
I have 9 bigs. I have ace 10
Everybody's
suited.
playing like
I'm all in.
it's like a middle
It's like a
stack.
sit and go.
Not
Yeah.
really- yeah, it's not like low stacks, but this is like
This
where
is
you talk
interesting.
about
Where like
there's
30,
no
40,
ICM pressure at all.
and there's you can do all kinds of stuff. You got 30, 40,
Which
50
is
big
super
blinds. Right. You can punt off 20 bigs and still be fine. Rob 10-4. Brett with 5s. Rob checks. Brett is going to continue here. Make a standard C bet. He's going small again, guys. Look at this. 170 in the pot. He bets 45. This is what we're talking about right here. Rob check. He calls the flop to probably bluff later in the hand.
Brett with 5s.
Yeah.
Is he going to
Somehow.
smell a bluff? Anything but a 10 on the river. A lot of overcards there.
Yeah, I think Rob just gave up because the turn in the
Well,
river.
Has he checked yet?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
he
checked.
did check.
I think Rob had plans on bluffing, and then the jack and the king scared him off of it. If this kid doesn't have an ace, he's probably got a jack or a king.
Yeah.
And he caught him bluffing last time, which might have something to
Hard
do
to
with
fire
it.
a second bluff when the guy betted up. You know what I
Like
mean?
if it came a low club and then something board pair, he would
All right, so
probably
is there
fire.
any ICM pressure here now for
A little bit.
Brett, Gerry? Oh, Brett's our chip leader.
No. Brett and Rob.
I get it, they're close, but Brett just won that pot, so now he's the new chip leader.
Right.
And
So
Jerry's got 700K.
the pressure is on the guys who are higher in chips.
Meaning that they should finish higher.
Yeah, they're the one that has the pressure. Jerry's
He's
lot of
fine.
last in chips. Like if he gets out in fifth, oh wow, he's last in chips. He should be looking for a double up.
Looking for a double up, pom pom pom. I feel like that's like I'm gonna get West Town Chorus. You know the guys who come and sing the national anthem or want
They
to
said they were going to sing to start this tournament. I thought they were going to, but no, they actually came and talked to us.
I'm
and
not gonna lie, I sponsored them when they went to the King County Cougar game,
the King County Cougar, they have a little CCG thing.
and actually got some phone calls from it.
Really?
And then they just did one at the Schaumburg Hot Dogs, like the Chicago Hot Dogs, not Schaumburg, the Rosemont Hot Dog guys. You know that stadium you see right off of 294 there.
Yep.
And is that 294, and 4 guys called from that one.
Wow.
So I mean, super excited. Plus Frank brought us a bunch of hats, and I kind of like that. I wish they were black hats with it. With that, I think that logo's cool.
Yeah, the logo's pretty
Brandon
cool.
and I are both looking at the hat that Frank had given me. He's one of the charities. I really like him. He comes all the time. He's also one of the benefiting groups. He works really hard. He comes up with some cool marketing stuff, and he's just. I
He's
like
always
him.
got
I
ideas. He
enjoy-
always walks over us with something.
Correct.
Which is great.
Did Keith fall again?
If Keith wasn't dead before,
Honestly,
he is
like,
now.
what are they doing back there? I mean, this is our best video of all time, and all you're going to hear is
Kaplunk.
ka-prunk.
So, Marky Mark hasn't played a hand in forever. He's going to get Brett to fold ace-10 on the flop. to
Repping
one bet.
his,
His high cards.
yeah.
It's pretty crazy to fold ace-10 there to one bet.
Brett was thinking,
Oh,
the guys have
not
played
Marky
like
Mark,
a half
yeah.
an hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And Mark has a great poker face.
Yeah, and table demeanor, too.
He does. He plays it very well. I don't know. I feel like
You never know. Like, if he's tilting, you don't see it.
correct.
If he's having fun, you don't see
You
it.
don't see it.
If he just broke up with his girlfriend,
Don't
you
see
don't
it.
see it.
Right.
Maybe wife, not
Whatever.
sure. Whatever.
He's got a really good
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a table image or whatever.
His
like,
demeanor.
yeah, he's just
Demeanor.
it's
It's
very
unfazed.
even keeled, right?
Yeah.
Like it's always a good spot. So nice, well, good going there, Mark. And he's played on a couple of these, and he always says, "Marky Mark, cool." I'm like, I'll put basically anything you want down as your name tag. And I always have to ask Gerry how to spell his name. I'm hoping it's correct.
Because it's Gerry with a J.
Is it?
Yeah.
Then why do I always spell it with
Because
a G?
his name's Gerald with a G.
Yeah, because I was just.
So it is
It's
spelled wrong.
definitely Gerry with a J.
Every time I hear Gerry and I ask him how to spell his name, it always reminds me of that Seinfeld. He's like, yeah, sometimes I spell my name with a G or an I. Oh, you don't watch Seinfeld? There's millennials and hating Seinfeld.
Yeah, there's something about that. I just don't like Seinfeld.
So some guy said to me the other day, he's like, yeah, you damn millennials. I was like, I don't qualify. Close, but I don't.
No, you don't.
Because I'm too old.
Yeah.
Too young to be a Generation X, because I'm on the cutoff.
Just like any good pro.
But Because I think I read somewhere that like if you graduated high school in the 2000s, you're a millennial. If you graduated before that, like, but like Generation X is like more like 80s, 90s, you know, like 20 years right there.
You're that
And I'm
weird in
at the
between.
very end of Generation X because I am born in 1980. I graduated high school in 98. So it's like a weird time frame. And then like sometimes they do like Zennials where you're like Generation Z or something. I don't know.
Isn't Generation Z the new one?
I don't know.
After
Maybe it is. Zennials. It's an X, not a Z. You're right. I made a mistake. It's like half weird. Generation Y or something goofy, but it's not officially a generation. Ace King versus sixes. Gerry bet out.
This is our last hand. This is our last hand of the session.
Gerry bet out and Mark called. And then is he going to check it again to him? I feel like that's a bad move, Gerry. You got.
I don't know, but this is a great flop for Mark.
It is.
If you have sixes and you don't flop a six.
All right, give him credit. Gerry bets out the ace king again because I feel like last time he kind of gave up on the big, you know, on the pre-flop raise, didn't follow through with it. I like this move here.
So let's see if they can bet the turn though. Nobody
Mark's,
bets the turn.
Yeah, triple barrel bluff, Gerry. Throw it out there.
Like Gerry, they're never going to believe you have aces or kings or queens
If you don't
check
bet
the turn.
again, right? You gotta bet again. Otherwise, you're just giving up. Don't give up, Gerry.
275 in
Do
the
it.
pot, just like 130.
125.
Yeah, just
5 black chips or 5 brown chips.
Okay, 100. All right, at least you
Good.
bet.
Way to go, Gerry. I like this bet.
It's funny because I
No,
think
it's-
Mark's going to call again.
I mean,
I think.
He
But yeah, it's
doesn't
still a
know
good
that
bet.
the sixes are. This is a great hand for sixes, or this is a great flop and turn for sixes. But now Mark's starting to like. I wonder what he's got here.
Right.
Does he have ace king? Does he have tens? Does he have
So now
jacks?
this is where Gerry needs to be like, all right, what is Mark calling 2 streets with that he will fold on the river?
See, that's what
Sixes,
I never do.
5s.
I never do that.
Like,
I never try to realize
ace
what
deuce,
what
like-
is he actually. You know,
Right. So now, like,
what can I get to fold here?
right. Like, if you don't think you can get a 7 to fold, you should just be checking and giving up. Because, like, Mark's going to have a lot of 7s.
So you need to think about what you can get.
to fold.
What hand?
Like, obviously,
you
he's
can
never
get
folding a 4, right? All right, so Gerry gives up. And Mark's just going to happily probably check back here anyway.
out of 4. Is it a
Mark's- I don't
Yeah, he
know.
already checked. Is there a combination of like? So he's given up.
So Mark knows he's good now.
Yeah. Is there a combination? Is it a combination of like what can I represent that I have and also get him to fold, right? You kind of have to play it from both sides.
Yeah.
Is that what those guys are
Wow,
thinking
look
on
at this.
TV?
This is probably
8
really
calls.
gross by Mark.
This is a great hand. I'm glad this is the last hand because it's a really good finishing
I have no
closing
idea what
hand.
just happened. How Mark went for that thin value is pretty gross. Gerry should have stuffed it all in his face, but he doesn't. That's crazy town right there.
All right,
That's Mark knew right where he was the whole way.
Yeah. Again, Mark's a good player.
Yeah.
So is Gerry. A lot of good play in this CSOP final table main event series. Let me try that again.
Series?
CSOP main event. Nope. Third time's the charm. CSOP main event, final table, final 7. Pretty gross. We're down to 5.
Part 1 of 3.
Part 1 of 3. Thank you for watching Thursday Night Commentary with CCG Poker TV. I don't have a tagline yet.
Yeah.
Brandon, give us yours.
Play tight, play all night. Mark's played tight. Chip
And he's
leader.
playing all night. He's playing tight aggressive. Play tight and aggressive. Play all night for sure. Maybe it should be play tight, play all night, or play tight, aggressive, and just win.
Just win. Yeah.
It's even better. I'm going to make a t-shirt that says tight aggressive equals win.
True.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Why do you have to throw the bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.